What's up, Bulls Nation? It's the Bloody Horns podcast. I'm your host, Justin. Let's get into it, man. So impressive victory by the Chicago Bulls last night. Kobe White, new career high. DeMar DeRozan outscored the Kings by himself in that fourth quarter. Rallied from 22 back. Ayo Dosunmu continues to grow, continues to look good. It's got people wondering what his ceiling is. Can he get to that Derek White level? Can he get even further past that, get to that Drew Holiday level? I don't know if he can. I just know I'm loving seeing the growth. And that's kind of been my attitude this entire season. You know, you guys probably saw me yesterday getting into it a little bit with that Bulls Kick-Ass account. And all I was doing was telling him to be better because he was tweeting all day long about how miserable this season is, how he has no hope, how checked out he is, how he doesn't even want to watch the games. And my point was like, hey, man, nobody's putting a gun to your head forcing you to watch these games, forcing you to create Chicago Bulls content. There's a lot of Chicago Bulls content creators out there right now who are acting like this is the worst it's ever been. I've been a fan since 1997, man. This is not the worst it's ever been. There have been way worse seasons, in my opinion. This isn't even a top 5 hard-to-watch season, in my opinion. In my opinion, last year was harder to watch than this year. Last year, we didn't have the growth of Kobe White to look forward to. Didn't have the growth of Ayo Dosunmu to look forward to. There wasn't a guy like Anya Lapatim, who I know I just pronounced that wrong, but wasn't a guy like him who, you know, the last couple weeks or so, he's given us a little bit of hope. We're kind of seeing glimpses of him. We didn't have anybody like that on the team last year. So this year, it's been a lot more fun than even last year, in my opinion. It's not that bad of a year. You know, that's been my beef on social media lately with a lot of the people in the Chicago Bulls content space is they're just so doom and gloom and they're so miserable, and it's like we don't want that. You know, the Bulls Kick-Ass account, for the most part, they're a pretty cool account. They got like 20,000 followers. They provide, you know, uplifting, upbeat content for a lot of Chicago Bulls fans. But the last like week or so, every time that I was on my timeline, the dude was just complaining. So I was just telling him, be better, man. You got 20,000 followers. They're all Chicago Bulls fans. They don't really want to hear how much the team sucks or how much of a struggle it is for you to watch the team. They want to hear genuine content, genuine criticism of the team, genuine, you know, just genuine facts about the team, things that they can look forward to. Even in the worst seasons, we still want things to look forward to. You know, you guys saw Hayes over at the Chicago Bulls Central pod a couple pods ago. He was calling out the Bloggable account, and he was mentioning some accounts to follow if you want to stay up on positive Chicago Bulls content. And he threw my name in there. I was honored to be thrown in that. And when I say positive Chicago Bulls content, it doesn't mean that I'm like a mouthpiece for the front office or that I'm riding hard for the Bulls or that I think this is the most fun season ever, because it's not. I totally understand the criticisms of the team. I totally understand the fans who feel helpless with this team. I totally get that. It is very frustrating to be a fan of this team sometimes, but it's been worse. That's what I've been saying this whole season long is, guys, it's been a lot worse. There's some of you guys that are aging yourselves out there. Some of you guys haven't been a Chicago Bulls fan that long. You're a little young. It's not your fault, but you just don't know how dark it's been. Let me take you guys back a little bit. Let me take you on a little field trip here, back to the 2007-2008 season. So let's keep in mind, entering that year, we had made the playoffs 3 straight times. We made the playoffs in 04, 05, 05, 06, 06, 07. 06, 07, we sweep the defending champion Miami Heat. We take the Pistons to Game 6, and that was still a strong Pistons team. You know, they had Hamilton, Billups, Tayshaun Prince, Rasheed Wallace. They were still a squad back then. They were still getting close to 60 wins every season. We took them to Game 6 in the second round. Things were looking up for the Chicago Bulls. We had Tyrus Thomas. It was his second year. Joakim Noah was a rookie. We had some vets on the team, too. Obviously, we had Kirk Heinrich, Luol Deng, Ben Gordon. Things were looking up. The Bulls were expected to do good that year. They didn't. It's the most, in my opinion, that's the most disappointing season I've had as a Chicago Bulls fan. I came into that season thinking the Bulls were going to contend with the Cavs, the Pistons, some of the upper echelon teams in the East that year, and they just flat out sucked. Tyrus Thomas, the year before his rookie year, he looked like a fun rookie. He was a bouncy dude. He wasn't getting that many minutes, 10 to 15 a game, but when he was coming in, he was making an impact. His second year, the attitude stuff started showing, and he started really questioning that dude, and on top of that, LaMarcus Aldridge started balling out in Portland, so that sucked as a Bulls fan to watch that. Joakim Noah, he came in, started butting heads with Ben Wallace right away. So the Bulls, they went from a 49-win team that took a tough Pistons team to Game 6 in the second round to a 33-win team. So that's the most disappointing year in Bulls history, not in Bulls history, but in my fandom, in my lifetime at least, because I had the high expectations, and they just flat out sucked. They were dog shit that year. It was so bad at the end that by trade deadline, I mean, that's the only caveat, is that at least the Bulls gave up that year, because they fired Scott Skiles. At the trade deadline, they traded away Ben Wallace. But by the end of that year, we were watching like Larry Hughes get 30 minutes a game, Drew Gooden get 30 minutes a game. Luol Deng was out by the end of the year. You know, it just wasn't a fun team to watch. This current team right now is a lot more fun than that team was. I promise you. A lot of you guys weren't in these Chicago Bulls streets back then, and it shows. This current team, it's not that bad to watch, guys. That team was way worse. Now, a lot of people are going to say that, well, we won the lottery, we got Derrick Rose, so it was all worth it. Trust me. During that time, at the end of that year, we did not think we were winning the fucking lottery that year. I promise you. No Chicago Bulls fan in their right mind thought they had any chance of winning the lottery, getting Derrick Rose. They had the 10th worst odds to get the first pick. They had a 1.7% chance to get the first pick. So it wasn't like we were at the end of the season and we had like 10 wins and we were like, well, we're going to get a high pick. It's going to turn around. No, we were looking at it. We were like, God, this roster just isn't it. Tyrus Thomas is showing he's not it. It's already looking like a mistake that we traded LaMarcus Aldridge for him. Joakim Noah didn't live up to his draft status his rookie year. Luol Deng was getting hurt all the time. Kirk Hinrich, Ben Gordon, we were questioning what their ceiling was as a backcourt. There wasn't a lot of positivity in Bulls Nation back then. And we were looking at it like, God damn it, we're going to have like the 8th or 9th pick. Is that player even going to make an impact? And then they got incredibly lucky, once in a lifetime type luck, won the lottery, got Derrick Rose. Revisionist history now makes it seem like that 07-08 season was worth it. But I can tell you in the moment, it did not feel worth it. So that's just what I'm telling you guys is, yeah, this season, it's been disappointing. I'm not trying to sound like I'm riding hard for the Bulls or I'm riding hard for continuity because, goddamn it, I'm not. I wanted moves at the trade deadline, but it didn't happen. But you're never going to hear me tell you it's a struggle to watch this team. You're never going to hear me complain about how hard it is to be a Bulls fan, how hopeless it is to be a Bulls fan. That's just not what I'm going to do. I don't think you guys want that. I know I sure as hell don't want that from the people I look up to in this game. So if you guys aren't subscribed to this page already, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. Same handle on all the social medias, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I'm not trying to call out Bulls kick ass in this video. I'm not in this game, in this social media space to get into social media beefs. You know, that's not what I do. A bunch of you guys sent me the dude who I don't even mention by name because I just think he's one of the most annoying people in this space. You guys sent me his screenshot of him quoting my tweet yesterday. I have on mute, so I didn't even see him. I could give a fuck less. So I'm not trying to come at anybody on here. I'm just telling you guys, the doom and gloom Chicago Bulls content creators out there, just do better, man. There's still positive things to look at. It's not all negative around here. So Bulls come back tomorrow against the Utah Jazz. Should be an interesting game. Let's keep this hot streak going.